Welcome back to my vlog. Today's video is going to be a little bit longer than normal, so that's why I've labelled it a jumbo vlog. And it's just a jumble of things that occurred over the last couple of weeks of this month as it's coming to the end of the year. I did actually intend on having 2 more vlogs up, but time ran away from me. And so the last few weeks have just been spent trying to catch up mostly with memory keeping and journaling, scheduling in new appointments and whatnot for this month as well as for January, which is going to be really exciting. And here, to make things a little bit easier for me and actually a bit more fun, is my HP Sprocket. I absolutely love this little machine. It means that I get to print off zero ink photo stickers that I can then put into my medical journal, as you'll see in just a moment, the little red book, as well as my planner, and I keep other photos for my regular journal as well. I just thought it's, a nice little very late gift to myself for my birthday, and I just think it's really cute and incredibly handy. So it's just been making life the last few days a bit more creative, which has actually been pretty good considering how crappy things have been of late. But yeah, there's me being cheesy. And then for some reason, I decided to print out a picture of the infusion pump that I use in the oncology department. Listen, it's memory keeping. Don't judge me. Well, what you see me doing here is just quickly scheduling new appointments that I'd gotten this morning from the hospital. Other than that, enjoy the vlog, Merry Christmas and Blessed Yule. See you all in 2023. So I have blackberries. I'm gonna treat with a sapsucker. This is the pamplemousse. Oh, grapefruit flavor. Huh? That's what I said. Oh my god. It's because I've been picking on him this week. Was it this week or last week about how you say bagel? It's bagel. But he says bagel. Or bagel. You say bagel.
No, I don't.
You do. He's like, I don't say bagel. He says bagel. I've heard lots of people say it like that, so it's just funny. Say bagel.
Bagel.
Okay, say it fast.
That's how I say it.
Say it fast.
Bagel, bagel,
Say
bagel,
bagel, bagel. See? So now he's just correcting every single one of my words. So yeah, I'm having some blackberries. I'm feeling very tired, but I think it's mostly just because I'm just tired in general. And I had to get up fairly early this morning because yesterday I was called by the hospital to come in for a blood transfusion. I couldn't make it in yesterday because I was working. So they booked me for a very early appointment this morning to go in for my first blood transfusion. And this is the second time this has happened because my hemoglobin is still so incredibly low. And since I fainted, I did mention that I felt like everything just kind of reset. Well, it seems like it got a little bit worse. So I've dropped from a hemoglobin level of 67, like just over a month ago, to being now at 58. So it's obviously really, really, really bad. So I was panicking about that, and I guess most of the night I didn't really sleep very well because I had anxiety about it. I've never had a blood transfusion before, so obviously I was just a bit kind of overwhelmed, kind of excited, but also really nervous and just kind of confused and just kind of shocked about it all. So I didn't really sleep last night. I had to get up at like a ridiculous hour this morning, and I went into the hospital, and when I got there, it was like, okay, actually, we're going to scrap that. We're going to have the normal iron infusion that you normally come in for, and then things will change from next week. So hopefully this next round of stronger medication should help, and then we'll see. it's mostly because I'm also pretty young, so I don't really need a blood transfusion. I'm pretty young. There's nothing really crazy happening to my body. I'm not going through any major illnesses or anything like that. So I don't really need it. It's just to try and see if I can just get my levels back up with regular iron infusions instead. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm just tired today, as per normal. Feeling a bit nauseous, as normal. So I'm just gonna go lay in bed and get on with reading my book probably, or try and catch up with some YouTube videos. I tried to watch some YouTube videos before when I was actually at the hospital, and I just had way too much anxiety, so I had to switch them off. And I've just been in a weird state ever since. So I'm just gonna take today as a really chill day. I'm gonna cancel the rest of the day. Just do some small things I need to catch up on, like journaling and whatnot. And that's it. So that is it for today. I'm going to bed. I'm tired. See you guys soon. Normally, once I get home after an iron infusion, I do feel a little bit nauseous, but I kind of have to just kind of get through it. So normally I would then set up teas, coffees, get all of my morning liquids ready. So any elixirs or collagen drinks or anything that I need, then I get those prepared. I also like to sit down and have breakfast because I find that when I spend a bit more time eating, it means that I get to be in the moment and I can just enjoy it. And I like being present when I do these sort of things. Very simple, basic things like eating. So I like to take the time to do that. So that's what I was doing. Nothing was all that different today. I wanted to take the time this morning, or at least by lunchtime, as it was at this point, to sit down and start planning out resolutions. The only thing that I could think of were reasons and goals that I wanted to sort of complete around the city of Toronto. So places that I wanted to visit, places I wanted to see, things I wanted to experience for the first time. But other than that, nothing else really came to me. It wasn't that I wasn't feeling inspired or anything. It's just that toward the end of the last quarter of this year, it's just kind of been blue and kind of dark. So I ended up giving up on trying to come up with some decent resolutions for 2023, as you can see right there on the left side. There's basically nothing there. So I decided to just move on to the next section, which was just coming up with better ideas on how I can incorporate daily tarot card pulls and using these tarot card stickers in the main section of my Hobonichi planner. They look cool. I've never really discussed my hair journey with anyone other than maybe my family. But here I am just twisting up my hair. It's just another protective style that I like to do after I have freshly washed it. And as the course of the week had gone by, when I had started doing my hair like this, I was then splitting up the twists that I'd made and made even more smaller twists so that I could start wearing them with the brand new bandies that I'm about to show you. The idea is just to keep them protected for winter, because this is when my hair tends to get its most brittle, so I need to look after it. Ribbed. Non-ribbed. I know it's just plaits, but I love the way that it looks, and I've honestly been looking at how to lock my hair and how to maintain locked hair for quite some time, but I'm still not 100% ready to take that leap yet. But I mean, I look kind of cute. I'm feeling myself. It's winter now. The air is getting cooler, drier. My skin is definitely feeling it. And usually at this time of year, I start wearing my head wraps to cover up my hair. So normally I'll do much bigger sort of jumbo twists that you saw me doing earlier. I do like 8 to 10 of those and then pin them to my scalp. And then I'll put on a head wrap every day to keep my hair protected for the next few months. Because I don't know what's going to happen with the weather. I don't know how long it's going to last for, but I like to try and keep my hair protected. This time around, however, I'm trying to play it a little bit cooler because even though it's classed as winter now, it's not winter yet. Winter usually kicks in around February and lasts right through until like the end of March, or unless we have like freak days in May when there's suddenly like tons of snow. But for the most part, I'm trying to acclimatize to the levels of the temperature as it keeps changing as each week goes by. So what I'm trying to do is just keep my hair more moisturized, keep it moist, and then just keep them in protective styles. So more plaits, but not as jumbo as I like to normally have them, and try and wear them out sometimes. So for the past few weeks, I've just been kind of experimenting with my own sort of like twists and braid outs and stuff. But for the most part, I've just been hiding them in like a little ponytail that I then create at the end. So I decided to get myself a little Christmas treat with some of my Christmas money that I got from my husband pretty early, and ordered in some bandies from the same company that I got my head wraps from, and decided to try something new. Their bandies were launched, I think, if not a year ago, then at least a couple of years ago, from this particular company, the Wrap Life. I highly recommend them. Their company is absolutely amazing. The founder is lovely. But this video is not sponsored, by the way. I just wanted to try out their bandies. I've been looking at the colors as like time has gone by, and I've decided to take the plunge, and I ordered myself my first 4 bandies. So here is the first one in my hair. This color is Lapis. So this is the ribbed stretch bandy in Lapis. And then I've got the other 3 here. These 2 I love. And I got these 2 in particular and this one to match this sweater or anything that's orange or blue in tone. That's where I got the lapis. This one is the stretch ribbed bandy in sage, which would match one of my crew sweaters that I'm sure you'll see in just a moment. It matches that one, so that's why I got this. And then I got the same one, but in the color Adobe, which looks like this, which is really gorgeous. It would sort of clash with this orange. So I have another crew that's a bit lighter, and I kind of wanted to wear this with them. I'm trying to introduce more color into my wardrobe. It's not easy. I've gone from wearing mostly black and gone from wearing uniforms my entire life, whether it's been at school or at work. I've kind of always had uniforms. So when it comes to developing my own style and my own fashion and my own tastes and everything, this is a concept that's still really new to me. So that's why it took me a little while to get my hands on these bandies. And the very last bandy I got, which I can't remember the color of, I should have researched it beforehand, but I didn't. It's like this emerald green, and I just absolutely love it. And it's not ribbed, but it is stretched still, but it's not ribbed, and I just thought it was really gorgeous. It's just a different shade. I figured if the sage ends up being too matchy with a particular outfit that I like to put together, then this can sort of like offset the green a little bit. So I can have my perfectly oversized crew in this color and then have this on the top, and then maybe match it up with one of those two colors in a pair of socks with my leggings, and I can wear that on a daily basis to and from work. So I don't know, I'm trying to experiment with color. I'm not very good at it. I'm good at sort of styling other people. I'm good at maybe like putting color together when putting my planner together or when I'm doing my own painting, but actually applying and wearing color to myself is a very new concept. And so I'm taking my time and I'm enjoying each step as I go by. So it's an experience, it's new. Yeah. So yeah, color, it's very new to me. So I don't know, we'll see how it goes. You'll just have to watch this space. And if you've got any tips and advice, by all means, please let me know. And yes, I already have the color wheel, but I don't know, I just don't trust myself with color. I don't trust my skin tone or my undertones with color because I don't really understand what would actually make me feel good. I know what would work, but does it make me feel good? Those are two concepts that I'm trying to sort of like navigate my way through. So I don't know, we'll see. Going on here? I don't know what's happening. Oh, so I did some more makeup again. I have these moments where I am putting on makeup and I do okay. And by makeup I mean like I just put something on my eyes, maybe a little something on my lips, but usually just on my eyes. Oh God, this is so oily, but it helps. I'll give that a second to work in. I'm just trying to take my mascara off because it's such an effort to put it on, which is why I don't really like wearing makeup as much as I used to. And even then I try to keep things fairly subtle, but anyway, I blabber. Ooh. Oh my God, I look like something that went through a bush backwards. But no, so after such a long day, it is getting closer and closer and closer to Christmas. Yule is going to be starting in a few days, and that should just go right through until the very early days of January, which kind of puts a lot of things into perspective. Like, for example, the really big notion that we're going to be going into the new year. This is usually the time when I would want to be able to celebrate the religious holidays, so the pagan festival of Yule and holiday of Yule, as well as Hanukkah and Christmas. But this year we cancelled Christmas because of the loss of our dog. So we kind of just wanted to keep things kind of low key and just have a quiet Christmas holiday season instead. We might do just like a little bit of something, just me and my husband, but otherwise not much is going to be happening this year. And we don't know what's happening as far as like meeting with the family and stuff. That might not happen until...
My mom wanted to talk to us, or my mom wanted to know like when we could come, like they wanted us up, but I haven't...
We haven't discussed it with them yet?
Yeah.
Okay. But... Oh, that was my husband. But it got me thinking, like this is usually the time where I like to start setting goals. I like to sort of figure out what my word of the year is potentially going to be, because it does take me a few weeks to come to a sort of like a realization of what the word of the year is going to be for next year, which I already know what it is. And then I like to do like a little review or like a look back in my journal about the word of the year that I had for this year, and did it actually fit any of the things that I'd learnt this year? Did it actually work out? What did I learn from that word of the year? And such and so forth. I also like to take the time to write out resolutions. And then any resolutions that I wasn't able to complete this year, I then carry them over into next year. My resolutions, for the most part, are fairly, I wouldn't say easy to complete, but they're clever in the sense that they're resolutions that are going to be fairly easy to attain. So things like, let me think, oh my God, my brain is just not with me. It's been a long day. Things like eating out more now that the city's open. Visit at least 3 different types of museums or galleries. So I will then have to come up with 3 museums or galleries that I want to visit at some point next year. So for example, from the top of my head, the Batter Shoe Museum, the AGO, and the Hockey Hall of Fame. Those are like 3 places that I'm dying to go. So at some point next year, I will be able to cross that off my resolution list. It's those sort of things. But because we kind of cancelled Christmas this year, we kind of cancelled the holiday season just for my husband and I this year, I didn't really think that I was going to have much of a resolution. Plus with inflation and like money issues and all that sort of stuff that's about to hit us in January, or at least from February onwards, I kind of thought next year would just be the year that we just kind of, we step into the new year, but we're not going to do anything major like we normally would do, like we have done in previous years. So I don't know, I'm still in 2 minds. Although now I've just mentioned the museums thing, I might actually do that. I'm going to try really hard to just keep my resolutions really short then. If I do end up writing any resolutions, I'll keep them really, really, really short, because there's no reason to do anything too major. So I just have to be a bit more frugal and a bit more careful for next year. Maybe have a bit more gratitude, that sort of thing. So things that are going to be free, ultimately. Things that will ascertain to my continuous growth and spiritual growth and education. Those are things that I can attain at any point. But if I try and make it a goal for like each month, or every 3 months, or every 4 months, or every 6 months, again, that could be something that I could work towards, but I'd have to really sit down and think about it, and sort of figure out what I want to do for next year. And even if I don't want to, then I guess I can sort of forward plan for 2024. I don't know. I don't know what the year's gonna bring us. When we came into 2022, I wasn't really expecting a great deal of stuff to happen other than getting my PR. And obviously other things have happened, like we didn't expect to lose our dog. I didn't expect to get as sick as I did. So you don't always know what's going to happen. So I don't want to put too much effort into something that could suddenly change. I kind of just want to go with the flow and then see what happens and just sort of take each day as it comes. So I might just have that as my theme, I guess. My word of the year for next year, I think, is going to be patience. This year, my word of the year was surrender, but it was in the yogic form. So the yamas and the niyamas of I can never say it, Ishvara Pradhana, which in English terms is surrender. The idea of surrendering to the universe. You surrender to the gods. You surrender to, you're the micro, you surrender to the macrocosm and kind of go with the flow. And at the same time, while you're going with the flow, you're also tapping into the educational and the growth aspect. So it's like when people say things like, oh, I'm just, gonna give Jesus the wheel. It's kind of like that. That's what surrender in that yogic sort of sense means, where you don't put too much effort into something that you can't really control. You just go with the flow and you just put trust and faith in yourself and in the universe or your gods or whoever it is that you honor or worship. So for me, it would just be the universe. So I think next year, it's going to be a sort of continuation of that because of all the things I have learned this year. So it will be focusing on the idea of patience and seeing where that takes me. 2023, I think, is going to be a very stressful year for a lot of people. I don't know, it just doesn't feel right to be celebrating a great deal next year, but I don't know. We'll just have to sort of see how things go. Next year will also be the first year where, at least for me, I should start feeling a bit more normal, to sort of like get out and do things in the city and actually start exploring and doing all the things that I wanted to do when I landed here in 2019. I will hopefully be able to start doing that and also continue on with my healing journey as far as like my health is concerned. So I don't know. I think next year is just going to be a test of my patience. So I'm just going to continue learning about that. But I just thought it was essential. Just thought I'd have a little chit chat with you guys and just kind of share that. But I don't know. I don't know what next year's going to bring. I don't feel excited. I kind of just feel kind of ambivalent about the whole the new year is coming type thing. I don't really have any sense of any vibes, whether they're positive or negative or anything. It's just something that's just going to happen. So I don't know. Going with the flow, I guess. What is that on my face? I don't know. Thank you. I ran out of makeup pad things a while ago. So I'm old school. I'm not running out to get that stuff. I'm using paper towels. Ooh, baby. Time to wash my face, girl. I got some in my eyes. I don't know if the sting is gonna help though, because sometimes I think, because I'm weird, that the stinging is gonna brighten my eyes. But it's nighttime, I'm home now. Like, I should be getting ready to wind down for the evening. Now that I'm home from work, I'm gonna be having supper soon. I am not touching my eyebrows. My eyebrows are totally fine. My eyebrows are like winter in Canada, or at least winter in Toronto. It exists, but there's a lot of deception. So, yeah, that's me. Just real cheesy. I think I should get a piece of cheese like tattooed somewhere so that people are aware that I'm cheesy. It's such a dumb mum joke, but I'm here for it. This actually looks pretty good. This is like my I'm at home now look, you know? I kind of like it. Because I'm just too lazy to do anything with my hair right now. It's moisturized and it's being protected. I don't care. Oh, I think I'm good. I just need to moisturize and tone, or just moisturize for the night, and then I'm good. So that's everything. Yeah. Yeah, no, there's nothing else. Okay, bye. So I'll just not show just in case. Hold on. 2, 3.
On 3?
Just after 3.
After 3. Okay.
Let me
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Merry Christmas!
I even did the sound effect.